What's up, YouTubers? Salvador Brigman here with the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel, and today I want to talk about subscription-based crowdfunding. If my voice does sound a little bit weird, it's because I'm getting over a cold, but I did want to make this video, and I want to talk about one of the top websites out there for subscription-based crowdfunding, which is Patreon. Patreon, if you're a YouTuber, you might be familiar with their service. You can raise money on a per creation basis. So if you're putting out YouTube videos, every time you put out a new video, the people who have decided to be your patrons will actually pay money for that exclusive video, to be a part of your community, or because they just want to support whatever it is that you're doing. So you can use this to monetize your creative work. Doesn't have to be YouTube videos, could also be blog posts, could also be putting out podcasts, or even if you're like a comic book creator, putting out new comic books. So it's a really cool way to get paid to do what you love. So with this video, I sort of want to give you an idea of how much money you can actually earn on the website and whether or not you should pursue this as a way to monetize what you're doing online. So the first thing I'll say here is Patreon is actually a pretty big service. I started writing about them when they first came out, really, but in terms of 2015 statistics, they did about 15 to 16 million page views per month. They were signing up about 15,000 new accounts per month. So they're seeing lots of growth. They're seeing lots of adoption as a genuine way to finance what you're doing. And I think to actually give you a better idea here, if you check out the website Graphtreon, that is Graphtreon, and I'll include that link in the description of this YouTube video, you can actually see how much creators are making on a per creation basis or on a per month basis. These are actual real live creators on the website. I actually have talked with the founder or the creator of this website, Graphtreon. He's a really nice guy, really wants to help creators, and you can use that site to give you an idea. So it's on the upper end, people like Amanda Palmer are earning $30,000 per creation, that's pretty impressive. On the lower tier, you have people raising, $10,000 per creation, $1,000 per creation, $500, all the way down to $0 and $100, like the smaller sums. So when you go to that site, he basically has aggregated all of this data. He's scraped their website and give you very accurate data to give you an idea just of whether or not this is something that you want to incorporate into your revenue stream or as a way to finance what you're doing. So go and check out that site to give you a bit of an idea of how much money you can earn on Patreon. But I'll also say, on average, and these are the statistics put out by the website, you can expect about $5 per patron per creation. That's an average, so it can be skewed. Obviously, there are upper reward tiers, people giving $100 per creation, people giving $5, people giving $2, etc. So that is like an average here to take that with a grain of salt. But for Amanda Palmer, she's doing $30,000 per creation, and she has about 8,000 patrons. So that actually does work out to be about $3 to $5 average there per creation, the amount people are giving. This isn't like a silver bullet here. You need a very large audience if you expect to earn lots of money with the website. You also need an audience if you expect to earn any money at all. To give you an idea here, if you are looking for the conversion rates, like how many people do you need to send to that campaign page before you actually start to see some patrons, the average here is between 1 to 10 people. If you send 100 people to this campaign, 1 to 10 people will end up becoming patrons of your work. That's kind of low. I mean, it seems low. I'm pretty familiar with internet marketing. That's actually pretty average. In terms of the average, the website quotes, it's between 3 and 5 people are what the average conversion rate. And anything above that is obviously above average or below average if it's below that. So if you're sending 100 people and 10 people become patrons, you should pat yourself on the back. Like, that's actually pretty good, especially online. Those are pretty good conversion rates. So you do need an audience if you want to use this as a way to finance what you're doing. You can't just launch a campaign with no audience and expect to people to discover you on the website, that's not exactly how it works. Just to give you an idea here, if you should pursue this or not pursue this as a way to finance what it is you're doing. So I think that these are some really good statistics, and I think that this sort of gives you a primer as to how you can monetize your creative work. For me personally, I don't think this is something that I'm going to incorporate into my business. I prefer to actually monetize my podcast with sponsorship, or with my blog posts, with ads, with affiliate marketing, all these other different revenue streams, my own digital products. I think for me that makes more sense. But if you don't want to include advertisement on your website, or you don't want to have sponsors or anything like that to sully your brand, if you view it that way, you can then tap into your actual audience and get them to support directly what it is that you're doing using this website. So if you want to learn more how to actually do that and some of the best practices for doing that, I interviewed a whole bunch of creators who did have successful Patreon campaigns. These are creators doing $100 per month, some doing much more than that. You can check that out. I'll link to the blog post that I wrote about that, and I actually interviewed them. So it's pretty much their words, them saying what's working for them and advice that they have for starting creators. You can check that out as a description link in this YouTube video, and also link it up in the actual video here, either as an annotation or as a card, so you guys can click through to that. But I hope this gave you just a bit of a primer, an understanding of how much you can earn on the website. If you did like it, be sure to give me a thumbs up so that other people that come to the video will at least know that this is something they should spend time on, and also give some great feedback for me. And I'm sorry if I was a bit, my voice is a little bit strained because, again, I have a cold, been getting over that. But I do hope that you found this video to be helpful. And also come subscribe. I mean, if you like the videos that I put out, I put them out pretty regularly, about twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So I always am putting out new content. Would love to have you as a subscriber. But again, my name's Salvador. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.